Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
How would you like to make your first million? And today we have a founder, Roman Fischer. This is the founder of Roman Fischer Fitness. So tell us, Roman, what are the 5 steps to make your first million?
Yes, for sure. So the first step, honestly, is getting your mind right, getting your mindset right, dialing in your mind in the right proper place. So if your mind is not set in the right place, if your mindset is not set in the proper place it needs to be, then it's going to be hard to, get motivated and actually be consistent with making any money, especially a million or more, right? So you got to have your mindset in the right place to begin with before you even do anything else. Then I will say beyond that, the second thing that you got to do is honestly get a mentor, seek a mentor, seek, someone that's able to coach you. And you got to remain coachable, which I'll get to more on that later. But you got to have that mentor, that, guide, that teacher, essentially, or coach, if you will, to help guide you every single step of the way and honestly shorten the curve, shorten the gap between you and that goal, between you and that overall destination and where you want to get to with that finish line. But then again, there's not really ever a finish line, is there? Because there's always room
Never ends,
for
yeah.
improvement. Yeah, always room for improvement, always room for progress, without a doubt. I will say the third thing is to be and remain, not just be, but remain coachable. Be and remain coachable because this is a journey. This is a long journey. This is a long process, especially if you're trying to just go from zero to, 10,000, 100,000, but especially if you're trying to eventually and ultimately get to a million plus, you have to remain coachable because there's a lot of roadblocks, there's a lot of hurdles, and that's just part of the journey. That's part of the journey. That's part of the overall process to get to that destination of where you want to be, of where you want to go, financially, with your business, with your career, however you want to phrase it. But you got to have that coachable mindset because if you think that you're, too good or you think you're good enough already, especially if you're new, not to say you don't have some talent and skill already, and that's great, but you got to remain coachable because you're going to stumble and fall if you don't have any, any ounce of humility. So you got to remain humble and you got to remain coachable.
And let go that ego, yeah.
That's huge.
100%.
So yeah, that's the next thing. I will say beyond that, the next thing that I want to, mention and bring up here, the third thing, honestly, to get to your first million is really do research. Do research, read books, read self-help books, specifically self-help books that help with your mind, especially because even if, you're trying to get fit, let's say, not just with financial fitness, but also physical fitness, it's the same thing. It's the same guide. It's the same process and journey. If you're not going to take care of yourself, and if you're not going to research on how to take better care of yourself, and you're not going to come at it from a mindset perspective, and mindset aspect of things, then you're not going to really get through any obstacles, any hurdles, any setbacks, any problems, anything that comes up in your way and keeps you from getting to that goal of making that money and being successful and really helping people out in that process, essentially. And then honestly, I want to say from there, beyond reading self-help books, soaking yourself up with motivational speakers and self-help books, I also want you to know and really understand that you have to master, this is true, whether you want to do it or hire someone to do it. Ideally, you should master sales first, then have other people help you do that help other people do that in the process, excuse me. So really help, master your skill set. So master your sales first. Master sales first for yourself. Then you can go on to teach other people how to do that same exact thing. So master sales first and foremost, then teach other people. Be that mentor, then you can actually take that coach hat, that mentor hat, and actually help other people do the same thing and help people learn how to sell and do sales and do it properly, do it the right way, not do it the salesy way. I know it sounds weird and it kind of sounds a little counterproductive to a lot of people, but if your sales are not in the right way, in the right proper, light, and if you're not doing it the right way, then you're just only going to be salesy to people. And that does
That
sound
doesn't
weird. It's
work.
like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's like if you're selling, you should be salesy, but no, if you're selling, yes, you are selling, but you're not really selling. You're helping.
Absolutely.
You're here to help.
Absolutely.
You're not here to sell. You're here to
Absolutely.
solve, not here to sell.
100%. 100%.
So that's the next thing. And honestly, I want to say this for the very last point and the fifth and final step I want to leave you with on how to get, not just more revenue, but get to your first million and then up is to understand this is a journey. It's not all about, yes, it is to an extent about the destination of getting to that goal. I'll admit, but it's not solely and only about that. It's about the journey to get there. It's about the journey to get there. And so once you enjoy the journey and the process, it's going to make getting to that destination and actually past that destination a lot easier and just a lot more able and a lot more, possible for you. And it's just going to feel effortless. It's not going to feel like a task. It's not going to feel like a job. Because if you enjoy it, you're going to love it. And if you enjoy it and love it, then you're going to succeed at it.
Mhm. Wow, Roman, those steps are fantastic. And I think that you have a very good energy. I find you happy. I can tell that you are passionate about fitness. I can see how your eyes shine and so you do love what you do. However, it's more important because in order for you to have a productive business to make your first million, you had to be fit within yourself first, because let's face it, the success of any company out there is all in this mindset of the entrepreneur. And that mindset, when you're starting a business, any business, nobody knows you, so you're gonna start selling your product, and what happened is, because nobody knows you, maybe your first client is not gonna pay you, or it's not gonna pay you well, or your first supplier is not gonna give you facilities. So then you accumulate this negative baggage, and this negative baggage accumulate again and again, and that frustration, right? It
Oh, yeah.
becomes this emotional pain can become a physical pain, and people can end up with cancer. Entrepreneurs can end up ill, and we don't want that. We want entrepreneurs to be happy. We want them to be healthy. So they need to find a way to let go, to canalize of this negative baggage, and to allow themselves to bring more positivity. And for that, being fit, yeah, for me works. I go for a walk. I do walk a lot, and that helped me a lot to let go all the, we can call it the intensity of the business, and bring me more calm. And at the same time, the more I walk, there's an aerobic exercise. You're a fitness instructor, so you understand. So
Yeah.
it helped me a lot to relax. So what message do you have for entrepreneurs out there that said, no, I don't have time for do exercise, I don't have time to do everything, I need to focus in my business, and they put all the money, time, effort, and energy in the business without knowing that if they don't take care of the mental health and of the fitness, they're gonna feel exhausted, they're gonna feel tired, and you do need a lot of energy if you want to make a million or to build the business. So what message do you have for entrepreneurs out there that they don't take fitness seriously?
Definitely. Yeah, you said a lot right there. And a lot of that, yeah, that makes total sense, perfect sense. What I recommend, entrepreneurs to do, whether you're starting out, you're in the middle of being an entrepreneur, or maybe you've been a business owner for a long, long time, wherever you fall in that, category, in those categories, essentially, you got to understand that fitness, just even a little bit of fitness each day, every week is important, not just to achieve a goal that you might have in fitness, but to stay healthy, to stay active, to stay mentally clear and mentally focused on whatever you're gonna do with your business, with your job, whatever it is. So no matter what industry you're in, no matter what business you have and what industry it might be in, it doesn't matter because you have to focus on your health first and foremost. And I know it's been said a lot, probably all too often, but your health is wealth. Your
Yeah,
health is
absolutely.
wealth. If you don't take care of this, especially this, first this, but if you don't take care of that, then your physical health will not be in check. And if your mental health and your physical health is not in check, then honestly, your financial health won't be in check. So you got to take care of your mind, your brain, then take care of your body. Then once you take care of your mental health, your physical health, emotional health from that, and spiritual health to an
Yeah,
extent, then you can actually take care of your financial health and your overall just business growth and business health as a whole, essentially. So if you're trying to be an entrepreneur, if you're trying to scale, whether it's a little bit or especially a lot, a million plus, you have to, I repeat, you have to have your mindset in the right place. You have
absolutely.
to mentally flow. You have to be able to, yes, you get frustrated. Yes, things come up, and that's part of life. And well, that's just part of business in life. But even with that being the case, and even with that being said, yes, there's setbacks, but it's how we respond and it's how well and how quickly, really, that we can bounce back from these setbacks. So that's why taking time out of your day, even if it's just a 10-minute walk, every few days a week, even 4 to 5 days a week of just 10 to 15-minute walks outside. Doesn't have to be, at a park or any special, hiking trail, but it could just be around your neighborhood or somewhere outside that you can just go out to and just take those 10, 15 minutes, clear your mind, reset your mind, because that is vital, especially when you're faced with a lot of roadblocks, a lot of challenges. But I guarantee you, you and everyone that's super busy, yes, we all get pretty busy, and that's understood and makes perfect sense. It's reasonable, but it's also reasonable to say that everyone at least has 10 to 15 minutes to spare on their health because their health is wealth, like I said before, and their health and our health is the most important thing we'll ever have. Because while scaling your business is important, if you don't take care of your health, you won't be able to scale. You won't be able to overcome
The
these hurdles,
energy.
these challenges, these stresses that are holding you back and keeping you from getting to that, revenue that you're trying to see with your company, with your business in the industry you're in. And then also too, if you don't have your health, no amount of money, let's just say you do scale to a million plus. If you don't have your health, no amount of wealth really can fix that. Because if you're
100%.
if you're in like dealing with cancer, if you're dealing with a bunch of stress, because that stress can lead to a lot of negative bad things, a lot
Yeah,
of toxic things.
yeah, yeah,
And
yeah.
so,
It can
yeah,
be when physical pain, as we discussed before. Let me tell you something. From all the multi-millionaires that we interview in this podcast, I can guarantee you something. They will change all the money that they have for one more day of life. So when it comes
exactly.
to when it comes to be healthy, when it comes to health, when it comes to be fit, this is a priority. But I have my own experience. At the beginning when I started my first business, I remember that it was the most unhealthy thing. It was crazy, right? So I have this mindset that I had to work to make this business work. And I remember that what I was doing was crazy because I didn't have time. I I wake up, yeah, and I didn't eat anything in the whole day. I was working, doing this, doing that, doing that, doing that. And then I remember 8 or 9 p.m. when I was totally exhausted and hungry because I haven't eaten anything the whole day. Then I would order a big meal from a restaurant, and
Oh yeah.
only one meal a day, late from a takeaway. One was a Chinese restaurant, the other one was Indian restaurant. I remember I was doing the menu by the number. So when I called them, they told me, "Okay, Harry, this is Next number, yeah, 34. Okay, fine, I'll send you 34. Then they knew that when I call again, there was 35, like that. So it was a very unhealthy way to be the business, and my body took a hit. As you can see, I'm a little bit chubby even now. But my body took a little bit a hit, but it's out of experience. Little did I know, we find out that when I started to walk, I started to swim. For example, for my girlfriend, swimming works amazing. It's for whatever works
Oh
for
yeah,
for anybody. But you know what happened when you had that break? When you come back, you actually produce more. So I realized that before I was in my mind, I was working, working, but actually my productivity was really low because I was exhausted. And
exactly.
I didn't give a space for my mind and for my body to exercise, to move. The most of the time was making phone calls and doing this. Um, so the health of your business is depends on the health that you have in your mind. You talk something about very interesting, which is spiritual health as well, and meaning that when you are aligned with yourself, when you bring good energy, right? And I can tell
Right.
that you have very good energy. I think you do a lot of exercise and keep you in a good space, positive space. This allow you to attract the right clients to you, to attract the right people. So how this journey, Roman, is starting from you? Why you decided to become an entrepreneur, and why did you decided to pick this industry, which we can say is very competitive, but this is arguing as well because the my girlfriend, she owns a book publishing company. Some people come and say, well, I don't want to write this book about personal development because there are too many of these books about personal development, and we're telling them, well, this is a clue. There is a lot
Oh
of,
yeah,
because there is demand for it. Same with the health and fitness. Yeah, it's a very crowded space, but clearly, I know everybody that I know, everybody wants to lose weight.
exactly. That's
Everybody
true.
you met out there, everybody, oh, I had to. So it's a massive problem for entrepreneurs and for non-entrepreneurs. It's out there.
No
So
doubt.
why you decide to become an entrepreneur? What happened?
Yeah, man, great question. Honestly, let me take you on a little journey then, a little story, a little backstory, if you will. So it actually all started with me first trying to get into fitness before I even started, of course, the fitness entrepreneurship journey. So before I launched my fitness business, I was actually trying to first get into fitness for myself, for my own health and overall just personal growth for my own body and for my own life and future. And so, what actually pushed me and what caused me to get into fitness just to begin with was seeing my younger brother pick up the weights and start weightlifting and seeing
Wow.
him just build up that strength. Yeah, that strength, that muscle. And of course, he didn't see those results. I didn't even see the results with him right away, but it takes time. It takes time. And of
Like
course, these
everything,
things come in phases. It's a
and
process.
discipline takes time, takes discipline, take consistency, all those things that we need in business, correct?
100%. Yeah, it's just that buildup, it's that tenacity, that consistency, and just being persistent. That's what really wins. And that's what helps people win long term. 100%. But seeing them do that, but of course, I could actually pick up on the endorphins, the positive energy, the increased elevated, mental focus, that mental clarity and energy that he was experiencing. I could pick up on that pretty quick, though. That's one thing I love about when you start working out even if you've never done it before, when you first start, that's one of the most and quickest things you'll see. And seeing that, that was enough, but especially, a few months down the road, seeing him make those changes, that all together was more than enough to push me and inspire me to finally pick the weights up for myself and start seeing the progress, start seeing that overall transformation with my body
Your
then.
body,
And
yeah.
then yeah, I started feeling those endorphins. I started feeling better than
More
I've ever felt
energy,
before. Yeah, man,
more
I
energy,
felt
more,
felt
more
great.
Okay, but then one thing is to do it for yourself, right? And to feel that joy and this power yourself. Completely different book game is a start a business to try to help other people to achieve the same thing. So
Definitely.
what made you that shift? Why you decided? Why when you took the decision that this is what you're gonna do for your life, and you actually is this gonna be your way of living, and you're gonna make a business, grow a business out of this space, which is completely different ball game because now you need to learn to become an entrepreneur, which you have to be healthy is the first thing you have to do. But
For sure.
so how you took this decision?
Yes. And so what led me into finally being that, business owner, entrepreneur that I am today and have been for a while now was the fact that I'm a huge humanitarian, just at heart. And so I love helping people. I
Awesome.
just love helping people, no matter what, whether it's fitness or not. But the fact that I really loved fitness after working out and experiencing the positive health benefits and changes for myself. And then, of course, coupling that and combining that with being just a humanitarian naturally, that was more than enough of a reason to want to help other people with fitness. Because I was thinking, I love fitness. Fitness is one of my greatest, if not greatest, passion. And then I'm already passionate about it, and I love helping people out. So hey, that could be fitness coaching. Two
Wow.
and two together. So I was like, man, I got to do that. I got to capitalize on that. And what was cool is I've been doing this online really for about 4 years now.
Wow.
So 4.5 years, ever since the pandemic. And so that's when I actually launched it. Of course, I was working out before
You
then, but
launch it online?
yeah,
Wow.
online. Yes,
That's
all
great.
online.
That's amazing.
Yeah, and a lot of people, or at least a few people that I knew that I trusted were telling me, "Hey, are you sure you want to start your business now? It's kind of a questionable time if I'm going to be real with you." And it is for most, industries, especially if you're a brick and mortar business, unless you're maybe in the pharmaceutical industry or something related to that. But if you're like most, like I'd say at least 95% or more of the brick and mortar businesses, launching during COVID wasn't probably a good idea, but the fact that I decided just to do it, but go online with it, all virtual, that actually happened to be the best thing I could do, especially if I'm going to start a business, because I
Wow.
capitalized, of course, focusing on helping people, but I was able to also then capitalize on helping people virtually, because most gyms were shut down, if not really all the gyms. So being able to help people out then from the comfort of their own home with something I was wanting to do was something I was passionate about. That's how I started, and ever since, I've never looked back.
Wow. And I think, yes, I always say, if you're an entrepreneur and you started your own business, starting online is a great, great space to be because you cut your overheads. You don't need to rent a place. You don't need to, and you can reach more people. You can be global rather than local.
Oh
Uh,
yeah, it's amazing. The reach, the potential.
Yeah. So your business is still is online, or there is a components of the business that you do offline at the moment, or you still running 100% online?
Yeah, definitely. So I'm just doing it all virtual, so all online at the
Oh,
moment. But then eventually I do plan on, scaling and keep scaling and then eventually open up a gym. I think that'd be cool. But
open
right
up.
now, just all online.
Yeah, be careful.
Yeah.
Careful because when things are working and if you're doing great online, maybe it's that differentiation. Maybe sometimes is what makes you different. And there is a percentage of the population that, yeah, they like to go to the gym or whatever, but there are lawyers, there are busy CEOs or entrepreneurs that they prefer to do it at home. And if you can serve that market, then it's fantastic because
Oh yeah.
it's opposite of what everybody's doing. Everybody's training the people in the gym, yeah, which is I don't know why we based in London in UK is quite expensive to have your own personal trainer.
Oh, for sure.
US as well. So, but how what gave you this idea? Because before COVID, nobody was doing fitness online. What gave you this idea, and what made you think there was a market for it, doing personal training online?
Yeah, honestly, so I was just making, fitness YouTube videos, a lot of YouTube fitness videos, just doing a lot of nutritional tips, fitness tips, some workout videos every once in a while on YouTube. And so in the process of doing that, it's funny, I actually had a fitness mentor who was a fitness business coach reach out to me to help me scale my business to,
Wow.
where it's got successful from there, of course. But having him just, reach out to me back in 2020, that definitely helped quite a bit, scale from where I was to where I'm at now and where I'm going to keep going. But that's actually what helped push me into it. And he really helped show that with his testimonials, with the people that he helped and the people that he worked with previously, and even currently at that time, he actually showed me what was possible and what
Wow.
was even more possible for me. So seeing that, I was like, man, even during COVID, well, I'm
Hmm.
already making fitness content. I'm already helping people, that I know in my own family circle. But now that I'm wanting to do this online, and it seems like a lot of gyms are shut down, it did seem a little risky at first, but I was like, okay, he's able to help these people. I'm already doing this without fully doing it online because I'm already making content. Why not just put the two puzzle pieces together and let's get going? So
Oh,
yeah, it's been incredible ever since and very, very rewarding.
but I think, Roman, something very important that you have as an entrepreneur is that you are very coachable, right? And definitely you don't have that ego, okay, I'm gonna build this business. So the fact that you understood that one of the best ways for you to grow, it was to speak with a mentor, to have that coach. Yeah. I always say don't hire a coach that doesn't have a coach.
Exactly.
What I mean by
That's
that
true.
is that uh, we all need mentoring and coaching in different areas. And while you're amazing in fitness, right? Building your business is something that you didn't know about it, yeah, because you're actually starting. So by you finding a coach that can guide you in your space, in your industry, that have the business experience, definitely if you allow that coaching, that's why I think that you repeat a lot in your steps to be successful. Be coachable. And I agree 100% with you, because 98% of the entrepreneurs out there, they are failing because they are not coachable. They want to solve them themselves. They're not allowed. They don't even uh, recognize that they need help, and there is help out there for them. So from where do you got this humbleness that, okay, hey, I want to grow this business. I need help. Let me seek for help. And when your coach show you what is possible, actually get you more motivated to do the business. So what made you so coachable? Because people naturally, they're not like that.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose just really growing up, hey, thanks to my honestly, thanks to my parents, but I grew up very humble and very coachable just from the get-go, from the very start of everything. Even just as a young kid growing up with my parents, they always taught me that, hey, you might know this, you might know that, you might be good at certain things, and that's great. We all have our own skill sets and, certain amount of knowledge in each area of each thing, but we're not perfect. There's things that we can always learn. And I remember hearing this as a kid. It's like I can hear it right now, actually, almost verbally. But there's always someone better. There's always someone better. There's always someone better than you, and that you can always learn from that to elevate yourself then. Not to say that you're less than or inferior, really, by them saying that, but they were always trying to tell me, guide me, and really instruct me and let me know and just be aware that, there's always room basically for improvement. There's always
Wow.
room for growth.
Great favor, great contribution your parents have done to you. Are they your parents entrepreneurs?
Yeah, so it's crazy. They did dabble in certain things. They never really took off with anything full time, but they did dabble in certain, small businesses. So to an
That's
extent,
why
yes.
that's
Yeah.
why they they um they raise you with that values because they knew, especially being a small business owner in United States,
Yes.
a huge competitive thing to do. They knew that, especially trying to make with the small business there and there, that there is always room for improvement, and there are always people that know more than you. I always said, if you get any multimillionaire, right? We can say there is one that we have in UK. His name is Richard Branson, for example. Yeah. If you take today all his money and all his clothes and everything, and you put them on the street, in 1 year he will be a millionaire again. And well, he knows songs. He knows his knowledge base. He knows how quickly the mechanics work. So it's all about knowledge.
Oh yeah.
But the more that we allow ourselves to that knowledge and the ego doesn't go in the way, is then when actually the really true entrepreneur will able to succeed. Yeah. So,
100%.
and that personality that you've been raised like that, I think it's made the great contribution that your parents have done to you. Because let me tell you, you will get there anyway, but trial and error is really expensive and it's very exhausting. And sometimes you can spend your whole life and never get there. However, by changing the approach, by finding someone that already have achieved this goal, you have a great plus. Yeah. So
Oh yeah.
tell us if somebody is listening this podcast, an entrepreneur, and they want to get fit, and they especially in the mental health, in spiritual health, how they can contact you and how this process works.
Definitely. So if you want to find out more about me, what I do, all the clients that I've helped with their testimonials and their transformations, then you can go directly to my website at romanfisherofficial.com. You can actually fill out a quick application and you can work one-on-one with me if you have any fitness goals that you need help with. And you can also find me at my social media at Roman Fisher Official on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and LinkedIn, if you're on LinkedIn.
Yeah, here in this podcast, everybody's on LinkedIn.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So then, Roman, the what at the moment are your biggest role models and your biggest inspirations? Yeah. And what has been the biggest challenge building your business and how you overcome that challenge?
Great questions, man. So honestly, I would say my biggest inspirations would have to be, well, one role model in particular was actually Arnold Schwarzenegger. So what I loved about him
Oh,
was he got successful in so many different things and so many different aspects of his life just growing up, from bodybuilding to acting, even some modeling, to even real estate investing, and of course, running for governor of California. So the guy literally did a slam dunk in all areas and all facets of his life and all those areas that he pursued and focused on. So seeing that actually gave me a lot of inspiration, especially with the fitness aspect, because that's one of his main things that he's known for. So seeing that from him, that actually helped, push me and continue to be, a fitness influencer and even more importantly, a fitness entrepreneur to help other people out in their process, in their journey, because he even does some fitness training for my knowledge. So that honestly, everything he's done with the fitness coaching and training that he does at Gold's Gym there in Venice Beach, which I was actually there just earlier this year, but
oh,
almost bumped into him. But he gives me a lot of inspiration, gave me and still does, and always will to this very day. So I
amazing.
would say he's a huge, huge role model, for sure. I would also say Joe Gold. Joe Gold. He was a former bodybuilder back in the day, but he founded and he was one of the founders of Gold's Gym. So him being a founder of Gold's Gym that was honestly very inspiring for me too, because that's one of the most well-known gyms in the US and honestly in the world. So that also was very, very much an inspiration seeing how he did bodybuilding, because I do some bodybuilding and fitness, of course, but seeing him open a gym then, like that's just amazing, being that just overall success story. I would say just bouncing off of that, then the roadblocks that I faced, honestly, it was really when I first started the fitness coaching, the fitness business that I have today. It was when I first, got into it. When I first launched it, it was when I found a business coach, but right away I wasn't seeing results. I wasn't seeing progress. I wasn't seeing headway or revenue come in like I was wanting or hoping. And that's what they say too for a lot of businesses, whether it's a fitness business or not, just any business in general. They usually have those phases where they're excited, especially if they start with like a business coach, business mentor to help them scale. They're excited, but then it kind of goes down a little bit when they don't see the results. And then if they do get a sale, when they get a sale, I should say, then it goes up and then it can kind of go down. So really not getting the results right away. But then I started to remember, and this is how I overcame it, that, there's struggles, there's obstacles. It's not the funnest, experience, but it's part of the process. And so I had to be mentally strong and I had to strengthen my mindset. I had to really just get smart and not let my feelings get in the way. I had to prevent my feelings and my emotions from getting the best of me and honestly taking over this. Because yes, you do to an extent want to listen to how you feel, but you don't want to have it be so much emotionally focused and based where you lose sight of your goal. And so essentially remembering my why, and I love saying this, whether it's, someone that's just trying to lose weight, gain muscle, or in this case, scale a business, this helped me a lot when I was trying to scale my business. But remembering my why also helped break through these obstacles, these challenges, all these difficult and tough roadblocks that I was facing, the disappointment of not getting sales and clients and revenue right away. And so remembering why I started this journey, not just why did I get into fitness for myself, my health, but why did I get into the fitness business to help others? And so all those reasons and the feeling that I got, the rush, the positive rush and energy that I was getting when I remembered my why, when I wrote that down and even said that out loud to further help and strengthen the effect of that, it made me not want to give up then. And then from there, I felt unstoppable. And honestly, at that point, and ever since, I've been unstoppable and I've been able to help people in one body at a time.
I can tell, and I think that there is something that that is important, which is that something that you were covering before, which is trying to sell and not being salesy. So what you mean is being a service for your clients. And I think that when when they feel, that that you're talking about your product, yeah, you feel that you will do a disserve to them if they don't buy it, because they will go to another coach and maybe they're not gonna do the job that you can do. So there's you're certain about what can you do for people, and if you can communicate that from the point of being a contribution for them, rather than, hey, this is my coaching, this is how much it is, right? Then the whole flow change, and the conversation is not about how much it is and how much I pay you. The conversation goes like, wow, this person actually is gonna hold me by my hand and help me to achieve that goal, because at the end of the day, and as we discussed earlier, there is no price that you can put to your health. And I just did a blood check on my blood, and it came like no diabetes, no cholesterol, and every result in my blood was amazing, yeah. And a little bit of visceral fat, I've been told, yeah. They told me that I had to still work on that. But the whole point is that that when you take care of that principle, you're gonna have a different energy, and it's completely different. How I remember how I felt when I started the business, and I was eating once a day and not doing exercise and working, no,
Oh yeah.
and I was exhausted, tired, and that's completely different situation when you are now in a position that you understand that this is important, that you allocate time for this, and you're actually doing it for your business. People out there, if you think, no, it's because if I go into a gym, or if I go to swim, or go for a walk, or if I have a mentor that help me with my fitness goal, this is not gonna help my business. It's totally the other way around. The health that you have in your body will reflect the health that your business have, because you will be able to function better and you will be able to be more productive. And when you are in business, you do have to be productive because there's a lot of things to learn, a lot of things to do.
Oh yeah.
So what is the last message, Roman, that you have for especially for our audience, which is entrepreneurs, founders, business owners? What is the last message that you have for them if they feel tired, they are exhausted, and they need improvement in the mental health? Because let me tell you, when I do exercise, and then after you take a shower, you feel like brand new.
Oh yeah.
You feel
It's
like
it's amazing. It's
you
incredible.
release, yeah, it becomes addictive, you feel amazing. So what can we do to invite more entrepreneurs to experience that, and they will realize that when they come back to work, uh, they will they're gonna do something amazing. Let me tell you something. This is true. Before this podcast, we usually go for a swim.
Nice.
Have energy
Sure.
because it's quite intense. We're doing some of them back to back, and it's like running a marathon.
Oh
Uh,
yeah.
but in the summer, before we go for a swim, we take shower, and then we start the broadcast, and it's amazing. You feel a lot of energy. You feel like, oh my god, I feel a lot of I feel ready for it, right? So the exercise actually will get you in your best mood, in your more positive state of mind. So Roman, what message do you have for entrepreneurs out there to help them on with the physical health, that it will improve the mental health, that it will improve the financial health of the business?
Definitely, definitely. So yeah, you said a lot right there. So whenever you improve your physical health and your mental health, it's going to be a lot easier to flow and succeed and be successful and thrive in, your business, no matter the industry of your business. So I want to say this, start small, work your way up. Start small, work in gradual, strides, gradual steps to work on your physical health. And then from there, that's going to, in the long term, add up to monumental bigger changes and transformations for your mental health and your business as a whole. So I challenge anyone listening and being on this podcast here to, if you're busy, hey, totally understandable. Everyone's busy to some extent, to some point, but you can't neglect your health. Your health is the most important thing you'll ever have, possible in your life. You gotta have your health to be successful, to be healthy, to be, feeling well. So I want you to remember to don't overwhelm yourself with it though. Don't work out 7 days a week. I know some people, when they start fitness to try to improve their health, especially if it's to help their business too, they think they just got to go all in and go all out and just dive in head first. And yes, there is benefits to working out more than less, but you don't have to overdo it. You can literally work out 3 days a week. Just do calisthenics from home, even. Do some full body calisthenics from home. So essentially, for people that don't know what calisthenics are, it's just body weight exercises. No weights, no equipment required. None of that's necessary. You can literally just do push-ups, sit-ups, pull-ups if you have a pull-up bar or some kind of, bar above to just do pull-ups on, planks, a bunch of different workouts, body weight squats, body weight lunges. You get the idea. But essentially, just doing even 20 to 30 minute, you could even do 15 to 20-minute full body calisthenic circuits. And that's going to really get your blood pumping, your blood flowing. That's going to burn a lot of calories. And it's going to be good and very stimulating for your mind to actually be more refreshed and feel more energetic and energized to be focused to work on your business later. And what's great is you can do this 3 days a week, 15 to 20 minutes max at home. So you're not even commuting to the gym or any fitness facility, and you can do it from your home. And then you can go right from that. Maybe take a quick shower if you want. If you don't want to, that's fine. You can do it later, but literally just do that. And then right after, you can literally go right back to your business. And then from there, you didn't really invest much time in, a workout, but just enough where you're going to actually have an exponential return on your investment from your fitness, from your workout. That's going to just increasingly make your business a lot easier to be worked on and to scale. And that's going to be tremendous for you. And then, of course, from there, make sure to hydrate.
Oh, yeah.
Limit your headaches, limit any, fuzziness in your brain, limit any, exactly. Yeah. Just like that. I love it, man. Hey, even get a motivational water jug, whether it's a gallon or half a gallon, either way is fine. Because either way, you're going to get pretty hydrated either way. So getting that can keep you on track too with your hydration, how much you got to have to get that water that you need and that you deserve. And then honestly, from there, I would make sure to get at least 7 to 8 hours of good quality sleep. The amount's important, but the quality is more important. So make sure to get your Z's too, please. Get your Z's.
Thank you so much, Roman. And with that note, we're going to conclude this podcast of Unstoppable, how brave entrepreneurs like Roman break that wall and achieve the first million. Bye for now.
All right, thank you.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.